Comes from the longest, or the farthest part. He's coming from Toronto today. I've known Hassan. Yeah, Toronto too. I've known Hassan for about a year-ish. Hassan helps run the .NET user group in Toronto and has been speaking at various other .NET groups around. So when he knew that we were doing this, he reached out and said, I want to be one of the speakers. So please welcome Hassan.
So this presentation is going to be about Docker and like Azure Container Registry, actually, some sort of related to Docker. But I was thinking about in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, how I can, present the whole topic. How many of you are familiar with Docker? Well, that's good. And how many of you are using Docker in your daily work at work? Okay, so I'm going to be short at the slide and then instead present one demo, a screenshot of the demo. So we are going to build a Hello World application using .NET CLI and then .NET New, .NET Restore, .NET Build, and then we build a Docker image and push the Docker image to Azure Container Registry. And then, thanks to Marie, make my life easier, we are going to build the VM, Ubuntu VM on Azure, and then pull the image and run it on VM on Azure. And that way, I guess it would be easier to see what is the functionality of the Azure Container Registry. So Azure Container Registry. First, the question is, what is Container Registry? It's a place to put our images, and the images actually all of the libraries, DLLs, frameworks, whatever you need to run your code. So images are pushed and pulled into and from the registry and are searchable. Docker Hub is the official registry, is the default one, and within each registry we have our repository. For example, you may have one repository for your accounting system, one repository for your budget system. Different systems may have different repository. It's like the source code for your binaries, right? And so who has access to the image? Well, it depends. If you have a public repository, for example, on Docker Hub, everyone can pull, but only the owner can push the image. And with the private repository, that's just the owner that have the access to push and pull. And it is really essential for continuous integration. So there are a couple of solutions, like in the cloud or in the premise. And in the cloud, a couple of third-party, Azure Container Registry, AWS EC2 Container Registry, and Y.io. Azure Container Registry, so it's a private registry for hosting images on Azure, and support for Docker formatted images integrated with Azure Container Service, which is really awesome and abstract a lot of things for you. And same Docker commands to communicate with the registry. So the learning, there is no learning curve. Everything is there. So you just need to use Docker commands. And so why Azure Container Registry? To have a private image registry repository, and it is integrated with Azure Active Directory, which is really nice. You can give access to, for example, one role for development team, another for operation team, and then on the developer team you can add developers with their Microsoft ID Active Directory, and the same familiar command line. So, and other thing is network loss. When you are doing pushes and pulls, the physical network latency is just going to be, small, short. So let's go to the demo. So the first one, okay, so the first one is how to create the Azure Container Registry on Azure portal. So you search after clicking on the plus button here, you just search for Azure Container Registry and click, and you create it. And here there are a couple of items that you need to enter, like the registry name. And this registry name is the prefix of Azure. When you log into the Azure Container Registry, it will be the prefix .azure cr.io. So that's the name that you enter here. As you can see, actually it's there too. You enter your subscription and the location. And if you have a storage account, you can use it. Otherwise, it goes to the default. And after a while, like a couple of minutes, it deployed the Azure Container Registry. You click on it. And here you can see on the overview the login server, which is important. And also, if I click on access keys, the registry name, login server, and the username. And as you can see, there is no repository at the moment, but when I create one and push it, there would be one repository. So next is create a Ubuntu machine. So on Azure portal, you would search for Ubuntu, but there are a couple of templates. You choose the one with the Docker. Otherwise, you have to install Docker, with a couple of apt-get commands. And after that, as Marie mentioned in her presentation, it's just the name of the VM and the username. This time, instead of SSH public key, we can go with the password and some other configuration. And so we have our VM, and then the IP address of the VM, you take it from here, and the tool body, you put the username, @ IP address, and the password, and you log into the VM. It prompts you for the password. You enter the password, and that's VM is up and running and waiting. So now, having the VM and Azure Container Registry ready, let's have our code. Okay, so this is on Ubuntu machine. So on my local machine, Ubuntu machine, I used .NET CLI to create a simple .NET application. So I use .NET new command to create one console application. As you can see here, when you run it, it creates a folder named ctt.NET user group, and inside this folder, it puts the source code and everything. And after that, I would run .NET Restore to pull all of the binaries. So after having all of the binary, I would say .NET Build to generate the DLLs on the bin folder. So at this point, we have our application. It's like any other application, enterprise level. But now, in order to build an image, we need a Docker file. We need a Docker file, and we need to have a folder in our source code folder, like an application APP folder, and put all of the binaries in that folder after running the .NET build. and then we need to run a Docker build command. So the rest of the slide is pretty much this step. I create an app folder, and then copy all of binaries to the app folder, and then I create a Docker file, and in my Docker file I define the name of the image. So it's gonna be Microsoft.NET, which is a cross-platform, and then copy everything from the app folder on the Docker host machine to the container, and the entry point is .NET name of the our application. So now, having the Docker file, let's build our image. So we built our image, and this is the ID of the image, and I tag my image with the name of ctt.net user group. So if I say Docker images, I can see that my image is here. So that's the image, and with the image ID, and the tag is latest. So if I say, before pushing the image to Azure Container Registry, we need to log into, we need to log into Azure Container Registry. So I would use Docker login. And as you can see, again, prefix of the name in the other slide, and you enter the username and the password. So after that, it gets up to the next command. Okay. So again, another Docker tag. We need to tag it to the name of the address of the repository and the name of the repository. And then I would push the image to Azure Container Registry. So while it is in progress, as you can see here, there is a ctt.net user group, but if I click on this, there is nothing as a tag because it's not in progress. But after it's finished, all of the file to Azure Container Registry, so the tag is there. So that's the latest tag. Now, next is to pull this image from Azure Container Registry to the VM, that we built. So let's log into this VM. And after logging into username and password, we need to log in again to the Azure Container Registry. Otherwise, we are getting an error because it's a private registry. So I use Docker run, and after pulling the image, and that's our Hello World application. And that's pretty much it, a full cycle from the code to pushing to the Azure Container Registry and putting to the VM. And that's pretty much it.
Cool.
It was a neat environment because it created
Yeah.